Welcome to the jungle. We are back on MSC Seashore, back in the jungle room. We're back to talk about MSC Seashore ship tour review. And we got two special guests coming up. We got Space Christopher, the Bartender In the Stars, and John Medrow, my all-star agent in Orlando and your cruise director and master of bourbon today. We're here to talk about the MSC Seashore. Why? Because we're here selling a cruise going on next March with Space Christopher. And I have special guests waiting in the wings. David Hartman, owner of Fantastic Endeavors Travel Agency, here with you again today on a Sunday afternoon. Thank you for skipping the football and to watch us for a little bit. We want to talk about a recent tour that both Chris and John did on the MSC Seashore, talk about their experience on board because it was their first time on the ship, and to talk about what their impressions are and why they're excited about the cruise coming up in late March 2025 with all of us on the MSC Seashore for a 3-night Bahamas cruise. So I'll bring them in right now. We have the whole team is in the audience. Happy Sunday, fellas. How you doing?
How about you?
How we going? Hey guys, how we doing?
We got Space Christopher, Bartender In the Stars himself, the VIP of our cruise in March 27th to 30th on MSC Seashore, and John, the master of bourbon and your cruise director for this cruise that's coming up. So first off, guys, before we talk about some content, I do want to talk about one thing. When you go on board, you're going to be as happy as this bartender right here. So that was John's clip from his recent tour. And if you're as happy as that bartender MSC Seashore, you're having a good day, right, John?
Having a blast. Absolutely. That guy was ready and willing to serve drinks, which is what we want to see on an MSC cruise.
So to kind of like bury the lead, I heard you guys had a discussion and clarified the beverage package. So kind of talk about it up front. And Chris, are you impressed with MSC's beverage package?
I tell you what, you can ask John. I literally went out of my way to try to make it hard to, what I mean by get a drink for what they're offering you. And I like pulled out the menus and I was checking to see like what drink I could have or what other drink I can have. I can have pretty much almost every drink that was on there, and it was perfect. And it was included. I didn't have to worry about having to come out of pocket. It's already included. So I was very impressed.
Yeah. So it's one thing to say you get drinks up to $10, but it's another thing to have a menu that fits that beverage package, right, John?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Chris nailed it on the head here. It was almost easier to find drink. It was almost harder for us to find drinks you couldn't get because it was like everything's just displayed right there in front of you from top deck all the way down to the bars, the specialties, everything you could want. And honestly, that's what we're here for, right? We're here for the accessibility of this whole thing. You found
exactly. And I always say, if you don't like the beverage package value, book in the yacht club. You get the premium package, drinks up to $15.
17 now. They upped it.
Oh, 17. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the need for it, to be honest with you, because literally I was like going down the thing. I was like, I would be perfectly fine for what's included, and I can drink all day and I'd be good.
Exactly. So John, lead us into why this show today, what happened recently, and how was your recent trip to Port Canaveral?
Yeah, absolutely. So Christopher and I had a real privilege to go out and see the ship before we're going to be setting sail on this thing. We went on the 15th it was on a Sunday that we went out. Ship was getting ready to go out on a 7-night sailing over to the Western Caribbean, and the our rep with MSC, he's like, come on board, let's go, let's see what we can do, let's see, make sure your client's happy, which is really what we're about. And from start to finish, I mean, you really get the sense with MSC, the reason why we chose this, guys, is because they are there for you when you need them, and they're not there when you don't need them. They will take care of you. They have what I think probably some of the highest staff counts at sea, which is a great thing. But really, they're there to take care of you. Sailing with them back last year with Dave and on the seaside, an older ship, but all in all, just they're there to take care of you. So we got on board. Chris, I'll let you talk about a little bit more about like what spaces you're excited about. But right from the start, you see everybody there. They're welcoming you, having a great time. What's more to say? Chris, I'll throw it over to you.
So Chris, this was your first time. John was on a similar ship with me in June of 2023. By the way, Seaside's only about 3 years older, not a little bit older. But so Chris, this was your first time on an MSC ship, correct?
Yes, 100%. I was extremely impressed. I loved all the food venues. I loved the areas that you could actually take pictures on the boat, but the bars were just plentiful. Everywhere I went, I could actually grab a drink if I wanted to. I was very impressed with that. And I went there with a mindset that I was trying to find something wrong, and I couldn't. Like, I really tried, and I really couldn't find anything wrong. And I was very impressed.
Hey, Chris, quick question for you. Did you see any lines while we were waiting? And this isn't a shameless plug. Like, did you see a line for a drink at all?
There was absolutely no line. Even the sports bar was just phenomenal. I was so impressed, and I can't wait to share the time with my divas, which are out there watching right now. Looking forward to sharing my time at the sports bar in the private rooms. There's first come, first serve. I was just like so impressed. The diamond bars, I mean, just unbelievably a wonderful moment. The venues that we're going to be using for all my space cadets out there, I'm so impressed with this actual this ship. So much room, so much space, so much. It's just going to be so much fun. I cannot wait.
And unlike our other cruise friends that give us we'll call it the royal treatment, hint, hint. It's an all-inclusive package for the drinks, guys. I know we're big on all the awesome adult beverages you can get, but there's other things you can get too, like the specialty coffees, the sodas, juices, everything that you could possibly want. Juices, I know them as mixers, but whatever you guys want to call it. But it's an all-inclusive package. And
1,000%.
It's exciting.
And it's very impressive. The number one thing that stood out to me the most, and I don't know about you, John, I hope I'm able to experience it, but the spa room was amazing. They had a room called the snow room. Yeah. And like literally it could be like 200 degrees outside. You go in this snow room and it's actually snowing. I was like, what is this?
Yep. So we'll talk about that for a second. So when you book the Aria class, the balcony room that we have available for you, you actually get not only the thermal spa, but also that awesome snow room included with it. You book it when you're on board, but oh my gosh, Chris, I can't tell you enough. It's like, first of all, it was a warm day. We're walking around the ship.
It was hot.
And then all of a sudden they throw us into a snow room and we're like, what is this? It's like we just walked into Narnia or something. It was the craziest thing ever. And it was awesome. It was such a cool thing.
Yeah, their spa is absolutely kick-ass.
I don't even want to get off the boat. I mean, there were so much things to do on the boat. I don't even see the purpose of getting off the boat. Like it's a huge party right there.
Well, think about it. That was just a half day.
I know.
Think about the trouble we're going to get into with like 3 or 4 days on this thing. It's going to be absolutely insane.
So John and Chris just did a ship tour for a half day. You can hear your excitement. I do want to kind of break it up right now and show you what you experienced, because to me, the first thing I experienced on the seashore and then a similar setup on the seaside last year is the atrium bar. 3 stories. And I've been on some ships with the atrium's a place to be. I've been on some ships with the atrium's not so impressive. But I will say on the seaside, the atrium is a place to be. MSC Seashore, the rear atrium. Awesome. Has an aquarium, kinda. MSC reel. We just finished embarkation drill. The bars are reopened. We're gonna chill out. We have a late dinner. Time to enjoy the ship. And of course, every MSC ship has a crystal staircase. Ship is gorgeous, brand new, inaugurated last night. And we're the first kind of tour since inauguration. First rail sailing goes out tomorrow. Beautiful. So that was just a taste of the tour I took on her Seashore's inaugural back in November 2021. And I can't tell you, on the same atrium on the seaside with John and friends in June of 2023, how many cool friends we met. We had dance parties in there. They do the atrium the right way. We have a follow-up video coming up with the champagne bar upstairs. Did you guys have a chance to see the atrium in your tour?
Yeah. So we walked right in. The first thing we did, walked on board, and there was just on all its glory, seeing everybody. They even had the MSC mascot out ready to greet us, which was really cool.
Yeah, they did, asking us to take pictures. It was definitely cool. I just loved all the outside bars, the inside bars. There's something for everyone on this boat. There's definitely something on this ship that someone's going to fall in love with. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to everyone joining us and going on this Space Christopher cruise. I tell you what, you're going to have the time of your life. And you think I do a show in space? I'm definitely going to do a show on this cruise. So, guys, if you haven't signed up yet, you need to sign up today.
Absolutely.
As a reminder, I put the banner up, but it's MSC Seashore, the same ship they just toured, March 27th to 30th, 2025. That's coming up this March. And John Medrow, our cruise director here, is taking reservations. So we do have an easy way to register, and that is at drinkingcruise.club, a domain we booked just for this cruise. That's drinkingcruise.club. That will lead to the Facebook events. You read about it, but in there is the link. And also in the YouTube channel right now where this show is happening, Fantastic Endeavors, I do have the link there. Or we could just direct message one of us and we can send you the registration link. But the idea is this. Sign up. The registration page is just to get John to respond to you and answer your questions in the book, The Cabin of Your Choice. So please sign up first, and then we'll talk to you about what works best for you. And it may be best booking your best cabin right off the bat, because there's different levels of cabin on MSC. Unlike other cruises that just mean location, in MSC, it actually means the level of experience. And they're very unique about that. They're a European-based cruise line, and they're all about the experience, where U.S. cruise ships are all about the location. Like I know some of the Royal lines have like 40 categories, and none of it is a different experience. It's even the suite levels, they don't even have butlers, honestly. They're a great cruise line, and that's fine. But this is a cruise line that emphasizes the experience, hence so many bars on board. Hence why I'm sitting in the jungle room right now. They're just a different level of what they offer. So please go to that drinkingcruise.club and read about the cruise and click the register. It's a jot form link to register for the cruise. It's round trip Port Canaveral.
I have to just intervene just real quick. I just want you guys to know there's definitely going to be parties on my balcony, because let me tell you something. The rooms are awesome, and you have this huge balcony that you can just go out on. They have like lawn chairs and stuff. Like literally, I could put like 10 people out on the balcony. I was so impressed with it. Yeah. And I even said to John, I was like, the balcony is just, I mean, it's huge. I was just like, this is amazing. And you're talking about the butlers. We're standing in the terminal, and I was like, hey, John, check that out. There's a guy, looks like it looks like their butler. And he was laughing, and I was like, what are you laughing about? And he's like, look at all the butlers. Like all these people that they all had like butlers and stuff. I was so impressed on how they handled the guest. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, from start to finish, absolutely. It was a cool experience to see something that you don't see, like you said, on other cruise lines. They truly want you to be there, and they will do everything they can to make sure that you're happy. What you're talking about with the butlers and everything, I mean, that's the true yacht club experience. We watched firsthand. It's like, if you're a yacht club, you go to the left. Everybody else, you're gonna stick to the right, but you're still gonna get on board as quickly as possible. And but just to see that, you're absolutely right. You get the full white glove treatment in yacht club. So maybe one of these days, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I will tell you right now, on the same cruise that John and I met on last year on the MSC Seaside, the first class in the ship, I've had probably over 10 people in the group put very affordable bids in from interior or even ocean view cabins and get the club. So there is an upgrade program. I will say on a March cruise, it'll be harder to get. You may want to book up front, but
never know.
And that, by the way, when you guys were getting on, I had about 3 or 4 cabins getting off the ship. Surprised you didn't cross their paths, but some of them were from that same cruise last year. And some did yacht club, some did it, some just regular. They all had a blast. They all had a great time. I had friends in interior cabin who actually received the yacht club, but put the wrong credit card information in the bid. And then they got denied it. They said they were very happy where they were. They had a great time. And, you know, the MSC kind of has like, because it was first designed for foreigners, they didn't understand Americans. That's all been fixed. John was on the cruise last year. I've had so many cabins booked on MSC the last 2 years. And they've really, especially with these newer ships, the last 10 years have done a great job catering to Americans and our needs.
I just don't see where they could go wrong. Even like when we first got there, I mean, they fed us right away. They just feed us anything normal. I mean, we had a New York strip. I was like, and it was really good. It wasn't like, you know, this junk, you know, little tiny steak. No, it was filling. They give you salad. I mean, I don't know. It was nice. And, you know, when you think of a cruise, you think of like, you know, buffets, all you can eat and things like that. Oh, no. They have all these beautiful restaurants, guys. I mean, I'm talking like really, really, really nice restaurants. And they definitely give you a European view on restaurants because it's definitely different than any other cruise line I've ever been on. And I've been on Carnival, I've been on Royal, I've been on Disney, and I was extremely impressed with this cruise.
Yeah, the best part, we didn't even touch the buffet, I don't think, Chris. I think we just went straight on into more of the really awesome public spaces that we're going to be occupying. But there's something on board for everybody. I mean, I got a few people here. Shout out to Melissa. Shout out to Chris, who went on Seaside with us last year.
Yeah, Melissa was there. Love you, Melissa. Thanks for joining the show today.
Yep. So,
and then obviously you know a man. You know Ryan, right, John? You know Ryan.
I think I know Ryan. I might know Ryan. Hopefully, he remembers me. I don't know. Yeah. So if you guys were on the cruise last year, you know what we're in for. You know, we mean business with this. It's gonna be fun.
Well, the venue John showed me that we're going to be taking on. Oh my God, it was so huge. I mean, it was huge and it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you have any pictures of it ready, but I mean, let me tell you, I was in complete awe. Yeah, I really was.
Let's see what we got. I think.
Speaking of which, I got a few things coming up to show you. First off, I do have John's very brief clip of. They have a very impressive wine collection on board in their wine cellar. So here is John's video. He titled "Hundreds of Bottles of Wine." Just very little snippet. I have a full tour of that wine bar. I can show you a little bit later, but yeah, that they have an impressive wine cellar. That's, you know, it's not hidden behind there. So it's not hidden in a machine. It's just,
it's right there. It's in your face.
Hey, guys, we're getting more people on from our previous cruise on MSC brands. We're also getting people and friends on. So we're live on all of our feeds today. We finally worked that out. And thank you for all joining. Woo. And Cindy, appreciate that. Melissa was on our cruise last year. She said Seaside was the best. And I got to tell you that I would say 95% of all the people on board our ship last year had a great time. The ones that didn't, it was very specific reasons that had nothing to do with the ship that didn't. But MSC is an up-and-coming brand, and they're very proactive for adults drinking in groups, where other brands that we mentioned before just are not. Trust me, I'm now planning a corporate cruise on Royal, and it's been very difficult. They don't get it. And one thing about MSC is they've approved on this cruise is Chris will be designing drinks that the staff there will make. We tried to get Chris behind the bar, but his union papers didn't come in time. That was a tall order. But they actually will make drinks he designs just for this cruise, and that was special approval. So he'll make some mixology class and will not be theoretical and green tinted water. It will be actual drinks that the MSC staff has been approved to serve. And that was a quite the special permission to get that done. But hey, John and I have connections on MSC. They know us a little bit. And one of our connections, by the way, is you met our sales rep, Space Christopher, right? You met Michael?
I did meet Michael. He was very nice. He knew his stuff. He was definitely wanting to be there for you. Answered every question that you had. So that was awesome.
So give everyone some backstory is that when you're a travel agent, you have something called a BDM, Business Development Manager, developed by regions. Well, I inherited Michael when I was planning the June 2023 drinking cruise on MSC Seaside, and I was having some major issues behind the scenes. Nothing was his fault, nothing that you guys saw up front when you're on the cruise. And he came in and worked his tail off. He actually came from the hotel industry, so we kind of spoke the same language. I also planned conventions at hotels. And he was just amazing about it and has been my champion ever since then. And he worked hard with John and I on this as a special group. This was done specially to get the permissions to have not one, but two private parties on board. And with one of them being a mixology class and some more bells and whistles that will be disclosed closer to cruise day. But we need you to book to make it happen. So make sure you go to drinkingcruise.club and sign up today because we're excited to have you on board. I know Ryan's going to be there. So Ryan, we're going back to Ocean Cave, buddy.
Ryan's our satellite resident expert over here, and he's telling us to check out the champagne bar on the cruise, which
thank you, Ryan, for giving me the transition. Because go ahead, John.
No, I was going to say it's just another great opportunity to. It's a really great space right there in the open, right near the atrium. Of course, the drinks are included in the drink package there, and then. It's like I said, it's just an overall great place for potential camaraderie that's going to happen.
So Ryan, ask and you shall receive. Here is the atrium with the champagne bar. It's a level up from our first video. Second level of the atrium, I think level 6 on the MSC Seashore. MSC Seashore on the champagne bar. Rear atrium. Ask your bartender for their favorite cocktail. Let them make them for you. Where's that music coming from? Let's check it out. By the way, best photo off the ship right here. There he is. This whole wall changes colors, changes sceneries. It's awesome. Oh no, another bar downstairs. And here is the crystal staircases. And the champagne bar, that's just where we are. No one's here. Oh, look at this. Oh. Look at this. I love it. Everything's on ice. One of many bars in the ship. It's a family-oriented ship, believe it or not, like Royal Caribbean, but man. By the way, you're thirsty. Awesome. Champagne bar, MSC Seashore. Fantastic.
When in doubt, pinky out.
I was like jamming out to the music there. But their entertainment is nonstop in that atrium. If you ever want to pick me up, just go to the atrium and pick one of the bars. There's 3 levels. Find one that fits your preference. And all the champagne there, except for the very high-end stuff, is included in your beverage package.
Like I got to say, too, that awesome. Looks like a bar that was that's good enough to be in space, right? Right, Chris?
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, I just want to give a couple shout-outs also that I know they're watching. My good friends Chris Novella and Nova 535, and my good friend Scott Shira. I know that they will be joining me on the cruise, so they better go ahead and book today. And also always my divas.
Yeah, you can go to drinkingcruise.club and you can register today for the cruise, and John Medrow will call you up. Get the cabin of your choice. We recommend Yacht Club, but if that's not in your price point, fine. Book lower, then put an auction bid in, an upgrade bid in for the Yacht Club. But it's a great cruise ship. They have all levels of cabins. At the end, and a little bit, guys, we're going to go through our different rates that we have. And it does start out very affordable. It is, a high season cruise in March, but we worked hard with Michael Cepeda, who gave the guys a ship tour last weekend, to really negotiate some excellent rates for you guys that include the beverage package, not one, but 2 private parties, and 1 a mixology class that Chris is doing. How many drinks, Christopher?
I think it was 5 or 4.
5, yeah.
I did create them already and submitted them to MSC. So I'm really excited about them. Really look forward to sharing the knowledge that's behind them and let you make them at home.
Those are just the ones that you have gotten pre-approved, not the ones that you're going to make up on the spot, right?
I have some that I know I can make right on the spot, and I'm really looking forward to amaze you guys. Like I said, if you think I do a show already in space, I know you guys know what I can do. I plan on taking it a lot further. I have a lot of tricks, so we're definitely going to have a lot of fun with these drinks. I'm going to blow your minds away.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we are looking forward to that. On the Space Christopher Cruise, John reached out to Christopher a while back, said, hey, I want to do a cruise and have you be the feature. And we are excited for MSC Seashore, the ship they just toured last weekend. I have sailed on her inaugural. And I tell you, it's a sister ship at the Seaside, very similar, but also a few years newer. So a few more bells and whistles, some different venues. So you've been on the Seaside, you've not been on the same ship. There is enough difference there. Like the jungle room here is not on the Seaside. I know the lounge with the private parties on the Seaside does not exist. So guys, I don't have any videos of this. I looked around my archive from 3 years ago, but tell us about the venue that Michael showed you as potential for our 2, not 1, but 2 private parties on board for a 3-night cruise.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a really, really cool venue. It's called the Uptown Lounge. If you haven't seen it, it is available online. So it's an intimate space, but it's large enough to where Chris is going to be able to really showcase his talents. It's not a place where, like, if you're in a space on a cruise and you have people walking by, if you're trying to celebrate something, you're not going to see any of that, because MSC is really, really good about keeping everybody isolated, keeping the groups isolated, and giving us our space to do what we need to do. Uptown Lounge is located on deck 8 in the back of the ship, which it's close to, if you guys all remember, on the Seaside, the infinite balcony. Dave, if I'm saying it right, the skywalk,
The bridge of sighs.
Yes, bridge of sighs. Let's call it that. It's going to be underneath that, but it's close to that space where the adult pool is, which they have some really, really dedicated lifeguards out there making sure kids don't go in that adult pool. So if there's any doubt about that, MSC's got your back. But Uptown Lounge, deck 8, it's a great place to be.
That is what's proposed, always subject to change because it has to be approved by the cruise ship itself. But our sales rep, actually, who's the one that helped coordinate this whole thing, the one that works for MSC directly, was all involved in that and told these guys, this is probably where you're going to meet. And they're very good about private parties, and they're very good about having plenty of bartenders around. And we're looking forward to having a fantastic time. So a few more comments to showcase. And yes, Carol, thank you for joining us today. So guys, I think we're going to end with some details about the cruise, and then we'll talk again on live stream in the future about more details about this wonderful ship. So as a reminder, the cruise is on this ship, the beautiful MSC Seashore, March 27th to 30th, 2025. That is just next March coming up. It's a 3-night Bahama cruise, round trip, Port Canaveral. That is just 45 minutes east of Orlando. Plenty of parking on site. The ports of call are Nassau and the Ocean Cay private island. John, I'm not sure which one I like more because, I'll pay for drinks on Nassau, but there's so much adventure. But I got to tell you, Ocean Cay is a fantastic private island.
Oh, they're going to get you in trouble on Ocean Cay one day, Dave. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That place, they will take care of you. There's plenty of bars, plenty of open space. It's not like normal Bahamian Islands where you're sharing a space and there's locals that live on board. No. This is a marine reserve, guys. This is their own island that they use. What I think, Dave, correct me on this one if I'm wrong, but 5 different bars intact that are on site.
I mean, if you include the Ocean House Yacht Club, that's 6 actually.
Not to mention that lagoon that I swear you just float in that thing, you just forget all of your worries, all of your cares, and just float around in there. And
then for Nassau, the cruise in good hands because I'll be on board. And on my first cruise ever in 1995, I met a girl in Nassau and ended up dating her for a year and been going back ever since for mostly for cruises and I've done shows about Nassau. To me, it's a wonderful place. For people who say, "Oh, stay on the ship," no, get off the ship because it is fantastic. Get off the ship just for the brewery outside the cruise terminal. The Pirate Republic Brewery is awesome, but we're planning some fun bar crawls and meetups.
Well, they're called space crawls because we're going to be doing a space stroll through Nassau.
Space walks and space crawls.
There's going to be a lot of crawling after a while, I got to say. I don't think there's going to be much walking. But
So 2 ports of call and plenty of time on board. So we got a welcome reception, then the mixology class, obviously the bar crawls, the meetups, nonstop fun on board. And then on the private island and Nassau are the space walks and the space crawls. This price we're going to share with you next includes the Easy Plus adult beverage package. There's different levels of package. Easy is just like your beer and wine and soft drinks. Then Easy Plus is all cocktails, $10 and above. And as Chris and John can attest, they looked at menus on board, menus as of last Sunday. And most every drink they found that you would order was below $10, correct?
They were below $10.
On top deck, the pool party deck, it's the whole menu is $10 and below. So Easy Plus drink package, like he said, any drink that's $10 and under.
By the way, if there's ever questions on a cruise on any MSC ship or in general, talk to the experts, not to the boards. I've seen the worst information given by boards that were so off base. Like, no, that's wrong. We were just on it. Like, I've sailed on her now, Seashore and Seaside, and then John and Chris were just there, saw the menus. So if you got a question, ask us. Don't ask the boards about the cruise. Also,
John, do you have a picture of the menu by chance?
I might. I don't know if it would show here, but I can tell you guys every single drink from the cocktails all the way down to the beer and the wine that was served, which is a great selection, by the way. It's not just your run of the mill Bud Light, Budweiser. I mean, that was there too.
Well, we'll post that in Drinks Around Orlando, the Facebook page, so everyone can access it. Post it there. It won't show well here on the small live stream screen. And the book again, oh, by the way, complimentary Wi-Fi also, so you can stream and post pictures of you and Space Christopher and wherever you travel.
That's a big deal. A lot of people don't realize when you go on a cruise, you got to pay for that.
Yes.
And this cruise line is not nickel and diming you for everything. I noticed that right off the bat. And when John was telling me all these things, I was questioning everything because I've never heard of things like that before.
Exactly. They do an amazing job of making it true all-inclusive. There were other ones like, no, buy it on board or buy it later. They're like, no, this is what you get on MSC Seashore. And that's why I'm excited about sailing with them again. And by the way, the Wi-Fi is also included on the private island. And your drink package carries over the private island. And some of the bartenders you see on the ship, you will see on the private island. So make sure you behave on board to make sure you're served a drink on the private island.
Take care of them. They'll take care of you. That's how it works.
So to cabin rates, the cruise cabins start at $514 per person for the interior Bella stateroom. They have 3 levels of experiences. Bella is like they assign your cruise ship location, so they give you the cheapest rate and know the real benefits, but you still get the Easy Plus drink package, and the comp Wi-Fi. And then all the inclusions in the group, which is just for people who book through us. And by the way, please book through us. If you see a cheaper rate online, John will clarify that, why that is, and we'll fix that and get you booked in the group. But you got to be booked through our group and through our agency, Fantastic Endeavors, to be included in the group because of everything that we set up through the cruise line. We have special permission. It's going to be a private group list for all these private events. So the 514 is a start, and then it goes up from there depending you want ocean view and balcony, and then everything else for like as far as triples and quads and yacht club, that's all booked at prevailing rates. And John Medrow, our cruise director and master of bourbon, he can provide you a quote for those. But you'll still be included in our group and be part of all the benefits. So make sure you talk to us first if you have any question. So again, that rate includes taxes, drink package, Easy Plus, and Wi-Fi, and private parties, and all the space crawls on board and on our 2 locations, which I'm pretty excited about. And who knows, though, John and Chris, we may have to have a little Friday warm-up meetup in somewhere at Orlando or Disney before we head up.
I think that is a requirement.
Pretty sure that's part of the deal.
That'll be easy to schedule. So that'll be a bonus on that. So again, to book this, drinkingcruise.club. If you go there and seem confused, again, it goes to a Facebook event on purpose so that because people can share their information when they book. And then questions, call our cruise director, John Medrow, for this one cruise. And he has his phone number here, 404-234-9463 or john@bucketwishtrip.com. If you ask Chris about it, Chris just knows the basics. He's our VIP, but
I don't know much.
We are the ones booking the cruise. So please don't bother Chris with questions on pricing. We're here to take that all off him. Just talk to him once you book and how excited you are, and he'll say, yay. And
I'm very excited. I want all the Space Cadets. Please sign up. Call John today. They've made it really easy for you all to do it. Drinkscruise.com club. It's right there. Super easy to sign up.
Actually, I want to point out something, guys. The pricing that we have right now is one of the most competitive at sea. I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and if you're looking online, there is a big difference between what we're offering and what MSC and other cruise line avenues are currently offering. I mean, and a lot of stuff you see online doesn't include what we can include. Okay, so get the booking, get to give me a call. Numbers here, numbers there. Talk to Chris, talk to Dave, talk to me. We'll get you on board.
Yeah. The idea is come out and book, because the more people we have book early, the more we can do on board with leveraging our cabin space to get even more events, maybe a third private party. But we're here to serve you, our guests on board. This was always about the people we know in the Orlando area, the people Chris, especially the master mixologist of Orlando, knows. That's why we put this together. And we're going to keep sharing information with you. And that's why they went out and toured the ship on a Sunday, is to share this with their experiencing, how excited they are. And we're all excited to share the Seashore for you. And we appreciate everyone on board and all the comments. And please go to drinkcruise.club. As always, if you see this show or part of it, it goes into recording right after. Rewind, watch the beginning. We covered some cool stuff because this was a MSC ship review by the masters, the master of bourbon, and the Bartender Stars were recently on board. So go back to the beginning and watch that and share with us by joining us March 27th to 30th, 2025. You guys have a fantastic
excited.
We'll see you on board.
I'm excited.
This one right here. Oh, wrong way. This one right here. See it?